Hi, Madhavi. Welcome to Hooked on a Book, the podcast. I'm Edie. I use she, her pronouns.
I'm Madhavi. I also use she, her pronouns.
And today's episode is just going to be a little bit more about us learning about each other's book tastes, and sort of talking about why we started doing this, and yeah, just a bit about us.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna do it like sort of an interview format, I think. And my first question that I wanted to sort of touch on is, how did you get into reading?
Well, I've always been kind of a bookworm, like even when I was a kid. Yeah, I think my sister read a lot, so I would just kind of like read everything that she read because I wanted to be her when I was a kid.
Yeah. That's super cute though. I think for me, I was like, when I was little, my parents just like read books to me all the time. I was that kid. So that was really cute. And so I think that's really like what started me, like started to get me into reading. And then I read like Percy Jackson or whatever and got like but yeah,
you were committed.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it all started, really.
That's adorable.
Yeah, okay. And then the other thing that I wanted to ask was like, why did you think we should start a podcast?
Well, it's just okay, so I feel like I have so much to say about books, and there's only so much I can like rant to my friends about without them getting really annoyed about it.
Fair, I definitely get that. I feel like I'm just like always telling people about book things and they don't want to hear it. They're just like, why are you telling me this? And I kind of need an outlet for it. And I feel like this is gonna be fun, so I'm excited. Yeah, okay. So the next ones are the three big book questions that we have. So the first one is easy. It is, what is your favorite book? And if you can't pick one, what are your top three?
Okay. I'm gonna sound so pretentious, but I think my favorite book is probably 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. It's just, I feel like it just changed like how I see books. It's just really good.
That makes me really want to read it. It's been on my list. Now I really want to read it. That's a good answer. I think mine is not going to be as interesting. My favorite is probably just The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. It's a favorite. It's adorable. I love it.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah. So I think that's probably going to be my answer. I do love the classics, but like I'm not into them as much as I wish I was. So
yeah. But I feel like classics are fun until you have to read them.
Exactly. Yeah. You're like, oh, they're so pretty. And then yeah, that happens to me all the time. Okay. The next one, which we've sort of started leading into it already. What's your favorite genre? And if you can't pick one, what are some others that you like or are like interested in trying?
Mine is definitely magical realism.
Ooh, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
What are some others that you like tend to?
I don't know. I think I like horror, but it's just scarier to me like reading books on horror than like watching movies, and I love horror movies.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm a little wimp, and I'm scared of horror. I feel like this year I should branch out and start reading horror because like I want to read more genres this year, so maybe I'll try that. But I do love, I don't know, my favorite genre is probably memoir, and I don't read as much memoir as I'd like to, but I really do love memoirs. And then I would say probably just like general fiction. My taste is not very definite. Like I just sort of read what sounds good. I do like some nonfiction, but it's sort of like we were saying with classics, like I love the idea of reading nonfiction. So maybe that's another goal for 2021. No, 2022. Jeez.
Yikes.
That kind of year. But yeah, so I think that would be my top would be memoir, and then just general fiction. I do also love fantasy, but I feel like I am more picky about my fantasy than I used to be. Like as a kid, I'd be like, anything goes.
Like dragons.
Exactly. And now I feel like I'm a little bit more picky, but I do love fantasy. So also I love poetry. I have a lot of genres that I really like. I'm not good at picking.
No, I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is your favorite author?
Oh, that's a good
or
one.
authors you like. We can broaden that one into.
Okay. I think my favorite author is probably Arundhati Roy. Yeah, I really liked
more of her too.
Yeah. I also like Murakami, even though he's a misogynist and kind of gross, but his books are really good. Yeah.
He can write a good book, that man. Those are good answers. I don't know if I have a favorite author, so that makes it kind of hard because I often just read like one book by somebody and then I'm like, wow, that was good, and I move on. So I'm not sure I have like a good answer to this. As a kid, I would always read like a series and then get obsessed, but I've sort of moved past that a little bit. So I don't know. Now I'm looking at my bookshelves to think of something, but maybe I have to pass on that.
It's a hard question.
I know. Jeez. I don't know. I think it really is just like a book thing. I think I'm more of a I have a favorite book, but not a favorite author.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Makes sense.
Yeah, my favorite poet is Edna St. Vincent Millay, but that's only for poetry. so it's not very specific. But maybe I'll come back to that if I think of something. I'll let you know.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So, the other question this is out of order. The other question that we were going to talk about was like how we know each other. So for anyone watching, however many, two of you there are, we know each other because we go to school together. That's it.
Yeah, that's really basically it. Oh, it's kind of cute, like how we met though. We were pen pals.
That's true, because you sent me a letter in the mail, and I was like, who is this? And I have a really cute bookmark. You sent me a really cute bookmark. It's like embroidered with my name on it. It's so cute. It's in my dorm. Yeah, that's true. That was really cute. And it was kind of surprising because that sort of thing, like, you wouldn't expect it to become a friendship, but it really did work out for us, which is really cute.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thank you for the pen pal organization, I guess.
Exactly. Thanks for handing out addresses. It worked out. There were a lot of those last year during COVID, like when we were all in lockdown. There were a bunch of them where they're like, here, become pen pals with this person, and I was like, okay. I want to talk to people. And that's the only one that worked out for me, but I'm glad it did.
Yeah, me too.
So now we're gonna sort of move on to doing a game section, and we're just gonna I'm gonna read a list of questions, and then we're gonna guess each other's answer to the question and see if we can figure out what the other person would say, just because it's fun. Why not, Okay.
Yeah.
First one that we're guessing is book format. So does the other person prefer ebooks, audiobooks, hardcovers, or paperbacks, or whatever other formats that exist? I'm not
I'm like trying to write really big, so
people can see. I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna underline it. Maybe that will help. Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Okay. Go.
Okay.
Yeah. You're getting so pretty. Okay. That was a good one. I'm glad we agree. Paperbacks really are kind of the best. Like the floppiness, they're cheaper.
The versatility.
I feel like when you buy, like, there's certainly like a thing with like new books. I always feel bad like buying a physical new book for like waste reasons. Like I usually keep them on my shelf, but like I only read it once sort of thing.
Yeah.
But so for that reason, I guess I kind of prefer ebooks and audiobooks. But for like the quality of just holding a book in your hand, like that's,
I know,
there's something to that, you know?
Yeah. And like being able to see how much you've read as you're reading
it. Yeah, and be able to be like, oh, like I love peeking ahead. Like I say that I don't, but I really do. I love to be like, oh wait. And you can do that with an audiobook or an ebook.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good one. Okay. The next one was opinions on deckled edges. Do you have opinions on deckled edges? I don't know if you have opinions on deckled edges.
Wait, so do we say like love or hate, or like is it a scale of 1 to 10?
Let's do that. That makes it easier.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a new page here. I was gonna be resourceful. I'm just gonna get a whole new page.
Okay, I actually don't know this.
I know, I don't know either. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, me too.
I don't even know if I have a strong opinion. Like I have an inclination, but I don't know if that's a okay. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, sorry, I'm really slow.
You're good. You make them very pretty. Can you tell who's the artistic one among us? Okay. Yeah. I mean, I am kind of indifferent. What about you?
Yeah, I think I like them more than I don't like them.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. Like it seems kind of like, I don't know. I like the look of it. Like when you pick up a book and you can like flip through it, and like the feeling of it on your fingers is really nice.
Yeah.
And it's like aesthetically pleasing, but just like I'm not really here for the edges.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know. Maybe that's a boring opinion, but
I also feel like they make the book thicker, and I love it when books are really thick because I just feel really smart.
I know, I get that. You're like, ooh, it's a big book. I'm really accomplishing something. Yeah, I get that. That definitely makes sense. Especially like it does make it look prettier too, especially when it's like a paperback, and like a paperback's like the edges are like, well, you know, they're there.
Yeah.
But then like if it's deckled, it's more fun. I don't know.
That's true.
It makes it sort of like vintagey, even though I don't think they deckled edges in the past. But like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. The next question. Do you buy used or new books? Guess the other person's answer.
Okay, I know this.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's the answer.
Okay. I don't know what the answer is for me, actually.
Okay, are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's two.
I think I don't know. I usually buy used because I'm cheap, but also like I feel like it's better generally. Yeah. I like to buy things generally secondhand, so books aren't really an exception. But also I am kind of a sucker for a new book, you know.
Yeah. I feel like I try and buy most of my books used, but I also buy a lot of my books like on my Kindle.
Yeah, I do that too. I like a lot of ebooks, which that doesn't count as used.
Okay.
I also I feel like I should go to the library more. I don't really go to the library that much, and I think like that would probably increase my that would decrease, I guess, my carbon footprint in the reading world, because I definitely I buy too many books. It's probably not a good thing for my bank account and for the world, you know. Okay, it's fun though. I enjoy it.
It could be worse.
It's true. It really could. It's a pretty nice, you know, hobby. Okay. Moving on. Okay, this is actually I don't know if we want to do this. We had basically answered it already. The next one is do you buy books or do you use the library? Which we answered, but that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. so we can just talk about it. Do you ever use the library?
Okay. In India, there aren't really that many like public libraries, or like there might be. I might be fully wrong, but like I don't go to them. And like, yeah. So usually I just buy books, but yeah, I went to a public library, and it's really nice.
Yeah. I'm from Maine. It's pretty rural here, so there are a lot of libraries, like small town libraries, but they're not that good. And so there's like interlibrary loan and stuff, for like getting books that you want, but I'm kind of lazy and I don't do that. I kind of wish I did it more, but I really don't. I've been trying to be like, I'm gonna go to the school library and like get books from there, but then we went that one time and they didn't have like, they had like a shelf of fiction books.
Shelf.
Okay. So I really haven't been using the library. I did when I was like a little kid, like 8 or 9. The library was where I was, but since then, not much. I kind of wish I did though. Maybe that's a goal for 2022. Okay.
Yeah, I used to use like our school library a lot, because they'd always have like the trashy books I was into, like Geronimo Stilton, and I was just like, yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I was really obsessed with the 39 clues around that age. And the library always had 39 clues. Yeah. Okay. The next question is a genre question. Do you prefer thrillers or romance? Personally, I basically never read either of these, so we'll see how this goes.
I think I still know though.
Yeah, I feel like my handwriting is like, I'm not putting any effort into this, and now I'm like, people are gonna see this. Okay, are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, reveal. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I just like, I really never read genres, and I really never read romance, and I really never read thrillers. So I don't know. I am trying to branch out though. Like, I want to read more things that I don't like are out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see if I.
I feel like the only thriller that I've ever read is The Da Vinci Code.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if I liked it, but
yeah, I didn't read it. I was like I don't know. It was like at summer camp, I think. And there's some kid at the summer camp who was like obsessed with that book. And I was like, wow, I have to read it. And then I came home and I was like talking to somebody in my family and they're like, ooh, that's a terrible book. And I was like, okay. And I never read it. Well, you know. I feel like there's some books that are like, they say thriller on the cover, like thriller / and I'm like, okay. And then I read that. I don't know. It's not something I seek out, I guess. Okay. The next genre one is fantasy or nonfiction, which aren't really related, but yeah, I guess we said that. I think I wrote that press question, so I really don't know what you'd say to that. I don't know what I'd say to that.
Yeah.
This is a hard one. I guess
sorry, this is long.
You don't need to apologize. You're good.
Okay.
We can put in like fun music or something.
Yeah, like the elevator music.
Exactly. The Kahoot music. Okay. I said nonfiction.
Oh.
Yeah.
I said fantasy by a little bit.
That's probably true. I read a lot more fantasy than I read nonfiction. I love both, but I read more fantasy. It's just easier, you know? What would your answer be? Do you ever read fantasy?
I used to a lot when I was a kid, but like not really anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like it's kind of hard because like adult fantasy is pretty dark often. Either that or like very like romance heavy.
Yeah.
And it's just like if you don't want either of those and you don't want to read a kid's book, you're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I love The Night Circus. Back to okay.
I'm like also horrible at like reading nonfiction though, because I never managed to finish it.
I know. I keep buying nonfiction books like over break. We just got on break like 2 weeks ago, and I keep going to bookstores because for Christmas I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy people books, and then I bought myself books. That's what I do.
Yeah.
But I kept buying myself like nonfiction books, and then I haven't been reading them, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I also bought my dad a book that's like about mushrooms and capitalism and like the intersections of mushrooms and capitalism, and I'm like, I really want to read that book, even though I bought it for my dad, but I still haven't read it. I probably won't, honestly. We'll see what happens. It sounds fascinating though.
You never know, maybe.
Exactly. Maybe I'll just get in the mood and sit down and read it. I think that's part of my thing too, is I really like to binge a book, and a nonfiction book is a lot harder to binge. Like it's nice to sit down with it for a couple minutes and then like move on. But I'm one of those people who's like, I'm gonna sit down for the day and read this book.
Yeah.
So that might be part of it.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The next one is, do you prefer short stories or poetry? I think I know your answer. I don't know my answer, but I think I know your answer.
Oh, I thought your answer was gonna be really like easy, but I'm scared.
I feel like it could. I don't know. We can talk about it.
Okay.
Okay. I said short stories.
I said poetry.
Yeah. I really love both. Like, I don't know. I don't think I have an answer to that one. I really love both. I don't read as much short stories as I wish I did, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I do read a lot of both, and I do love both. I'm sort of one of those people who with poetry who I just like, I get in a mood sometimes and I just read like a bunch of poetry in a row, and then I don't for like a really long time. And then short stories is sort of just like, if a book is a book of short stories, I'll read it, sort of thing. It's not, I don't know. Yeah. Do you like I feel like you like short stories. Is that true, or is it I'm just making that up?
I don't know. I feel like I definitely read more short stories than poetry.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I like shorts. Like I like them, but I don't if I had to choose between a short story and a novel, I would choose a novel.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, obviously I'd usually choose the novel because usually I'm reading novels, but I think there is something about a short story that like they can really do funky things with it just because it's so short, and so it can be very like hard hitting in like 15 pages, and I'm like, wow, okay, I'm gonna think about life from now on. And I kind of love that. I did a project last year. I may have told you about this already, but I did a project last year for my gender studies class on like feminism and gender and speculative fiction, and I'd read this anthology of speculative fiction, like short stories by like a bunch of really famous authors, Nnedi Okorafor and like Ursula Le Guin. It was like a lot of different people from like different areas, but it was like very well-known authors with short stories, and it was so good, and it made me be like, wow, I need to reassess my thoughts about short stories, because I did like them at the time, and I was like, oh wow, okay, this is a whole new level. That's my short story.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, good. You're good. What were you gonna say?
I was like reading Manto, who's like this Urdu short story writer, but like I can't read Urdu, so it was translated into English. And the short stories were really weird. Like, I don't know. I think I might be too stupid to like fully understand.
I get that sometimes too. I actually wrote that part of the project. We were supposed to like reflect on it, and my professor's like, "It's okay to not understand things. You don't need to call yourself stupid." I'm like, I didn't mean it like I was upset with myself. It was just like I don't get it. Because there's some that I just don't understand, and I'm like, I don't know. Like some of them are just, I think, a little bit too theoretical, or like they bounce around too much in timelines, and I can't follow them enough and that sort of thing. Or like they're very symbolic, and I'm like, I really don't know what that symbolizes. I'm just here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, that was what was it called? Her Body and Other Parties. I read that for that project also, and I really enjoyed it. But there were some of them in there that I was like, I really don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And it was weird because some of them were like very straightforward and like I completely understood them. And I was like, oh wow, okay, I get your point. And there are others that I was just like completely lost. But
yeah,
it's okay. It's just how they are.
It's true. Yeah.
Okay. The next question, we're now getting into specific books. So the next question is Twilight or Hunger Games?
Ooh, okay.
I don't know your answer to this. I feel like it's pretty obvious, but now I'm like questioning myself.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I know your answer to this.
Yes, I have a very strong answer to this.
Yeah.
So I feel like you probably know.
Okay.
Okay. It's at Hunger Games.
It's at the Hunger Games.
Yeah, Twilight's not my thing. I started it. I only ever read the first book. I read it probably a lot after most people did. Like I read it like after my like when I was like a kid, I was like, okay, this is young adults my thing. Like let's just get into all of it. That's when I read like Hunger Games and parts of Divergent and like all of that. And then Twilight came, I read it way later. I was like, someone gave me a copy and I was like, okay, I guess I'll read it at this point. And I hated it. But I was obsessed with the Hunger Games when I first read it. My parents were like, you can't read it until you're like a certain age. I was like 11 or 12 or something because they're like, it's violent, you can't read it. And I was like, I need to read this book. And then I finally hit the age limit that I was allowed to read it at, and I was like obsessed.
Yeah. I think like objectively the Hunger Games is like better written. It's just like the better book. But also Twilight, there's something about the movies that just have like this chokehold on me.
Yeah.
They're so bad they're good, I think.
Yeah, I get that. I feel like there's certainly like there's like a level of like it's just a good time. The Twilight's just a good time, even though you kind of hate it. It's like and the Hunger Games is like intellectual and entertaining at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
That's definitely. I think that's real.
Yeah.
I think for me, my Twilight was like the Throne of Glass series and Sarah J. Maas's other series, and I was like, they're similar in that they're not. Sorry to anybody who's watching this who's a Sarah J. Maas fan. Like, I love the books, but like, they're not the best. Especially the other. It's like she wrote Throne of Glass, and then she wrote the Court of Mist and Fury series. I don't actually. Court of Thorns and Roses series. Mist and Fury was like a later book, but in case you were wondering, that one's it's pretty bad, and I was obsessed with it. Throne of Glass, I honestly would stand by to this day, but maybe we'll talk about this another time. I have strong feelings.
No, you're good.
Okay, the next one, we're switching it up a bit. Okay, so Aragorn or Gandalf?
Ooh, oh, this is hard. Okay.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like my answer isn't. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I have to think about this.
I'm just going to your answer is the same as my answer.
Okay. Oh, that's so much pressure. Okay.
No, I can't spell.
Okay.
Okay. I said Aragorn. I can't.
Oh, I said Gandalf.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Okay. Was I right?
Yo, I like Aragorn better.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. Wild. Wait, what's yours?
I think Aragorn.
Yeah. I think like Gandalf is cool and all, but he's kind of a lot. Like he's just like I'm not really sure. That's a weird way of describing Gandalf. Kind of a lot. Like I just like his like character isn't as interesting. Like Aragorn's character is way
Yeah.
more interesting, and he's also like his character has also been copied so many times in like a good way in fantasy, and I feel like Gandalf's character has been, but it's never like, obviously there are so many Gandalf characters in the world. Like we've got Dumbledore, we've got like there's so many of them.
Yeah.
But there's just like it's not the most interesting character. It's sort of like the old man who gives advice, and then you're like, oh wait, maybe the old man has problems. Maybe he's growing up. Okay. So the next question, similar in theory, is Merry or Pippin? My marker's dying. It's very sad.
I'm trying to like remember which one was which.
I know, that's sort of my thing. Is I like I read the books when I was a little kid, and like my dad read them aloud to me, which was adorable. But I don't know how old I was like early middle school, and I haven't read them since. Like I reread book 1 this summer, but I haven't read the whole series since. But I've watched the movie so many times, so like the movie characters are what's in my head. Not to be one of those people, but so yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say that you like Pippin better.
Okay, yeah, that's what I said too.
Okay, I think I actually like Merry better.
Oh no!
I know. Well, because he's like this is movie reference because I don't know. I don't remember if it's the same in the book. I'm pretty sure like there's some like overlap from I think that's close to the book. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, but I think like because Mary's character is just cooler. Like he is like really into fighting the battle. He's like, I'm gonna fight for my friends. He has that like one line to Arwen where he's like, or to Theoden where he's like, I have to fight for my friends, and like you can't stop me. And then he like rides away with Arwen. Like I love that. That kind of makes it for me. And then Pippin's sort of just like, especially that scene with like what's the eye of Sauron. He's like,
oh yeah, when he looks into like
he's like looking into the eye and he's dumb and there's like you realize that they now think you're Frodo. He's like, wait, what? Like he's kind of dumb. And I know that's sort of the point, but I think I appreciate Merry more because of that. Although I feel like Pippin's kind of more fun. I like Merry better.
Yeah. Maddie's definitely like the brave one and like very like he's like the one that breaks the Hobbit stereotype and Pippin's like reinforcing it kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like my argument against that would be that one scene in the movie, and I think it's also I don't know. I'm not gonna say I know what's in the book and isn't in the book, but the scene where they have like all of like Farmir's like and his gang are like going into the trap and like they're all dying on their horses, and it's like oh my god, that's so emotional. And then there's like Pippin singing his really sad song like overlaid. I love that scene so much, and like it's just so like intense. I remember when I first saw that when I was a kid, I was just like blown away by it, especially with like the what's his name eating the cherry tomatoes. It's like so gross and they're all dying.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like Pippin's like little, I don't know if it's a side quest, but like his adventure and like Gondor that kind of like is counterbalancing his like himbo-ness in the rest of the books.
Yeah, I feel like that's sort of his coming of age scene is like him going to Gondor and he's like, okay, now I'm an adult and I have to make choices, and like I do like that. Okay, they're both good characters. Let's leave it at that. Okay, transition to Little Women. Just transition right there. Okay, so we have, do you prefer Jo or Amy? This could also be, if we wanted to switch it up, are you a Jo or are you an Amy? Depending on how you want to see it. I think I know how I'm going to answer this.
I think we had a conversation.
We did have a conversation. I honestly can't remember what we said though, so.
Okay.
I don't, maybe I do. Okay. Oh yeah, I do remember what we were talking about. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
What was yours?
Amy.
Okay, I said that Joe is your favorite, but that you would relate to Amy more. Because I think that's sort of for me too, a little bit.
Yeah. I just answered like
yeah.
Yeah. I just answered like who you related to. I don't really think
Yeah.
about the last part. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we said that Amy was just like a lot more relatable in a lot of ways. I love Joe's character. I don't know, like I mean they're both very relatable, I think, is like the thing.
Yeah,
that's true. To some extent I think they're both.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think we also talked about this, but I love in the newest Little Women movie when Joe, like, there's that end scene where she does or doesn't get married.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love that Louisa May Alcott was like that was a real thing. Like she didn't she didn't want to get married. She didn't want her character to get married, but she ended up having to put it in for the publisher. And I love that.
I like that they like referenced it and kind of like
Yeah, and when I watch the movie, I'll be honest, like if I rewatch it, I skip out the part where she gets married, like runs after her, whatever his face is.
Yeah.
I'm always like, oh yes, she published her book. Good for her. I'm like, that's where it ended.
That's the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Roll credits.
Yeah. I like to do that when I rewatch things. I always skip parts that I don't like. Make my own story out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's I need to reread that book. That's a good book.
Me too.
Okay. Again, a swap. Okay. This might make or break our podcast here.
Okay.
It's a controversial one. Okay, so the question is, what are your opinions on Snape?
Okay.
Not that we want to be talking about JKR, but you know.
Yeah.
But we kind of are.
She doesn't exist. Snape is just
Snape on his own. We're just talking about we were talking about like things.
Oh, like, the Snape is?
That's okay. That's wild. Okay. I'm just I'm gonna like or don't like or approve, don't approve, like.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I think you have the same opinion as me.
I think we agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Okay. I said don't approve.
Yeah, I said dislike.
Yeah, I as a kid, I forgave him immediately after I found out like the whole thing. And I was like, I was like very young at the time.
Yeah.
But I feel like at this point it doesn't make sense. That doesn't make you a good person.
Yeah.
Like he was just kind of a dick the whole time. And
then, exactly. He like traumatized Neville in the entire series.
And like not to mention like the whole treatment of the Weasleys, like that's not acceptable. Yeah. Or Hermione even, like no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even he's a grown adult. He shouldn't be like not liking Harry because of something his parents did. Like that's not emotional maturity. The sun just came out and it's like doing funky things to my camera. Okay. It's nice that the sun came out, but okay.
It's like, you know, when Jake Peralta says cool motive, still motto.
Yes, it's exactly. It's exactly the same thing. Speaking of which, I love that show. I still haven't watched the most recent season, but
me neither.
I love it. Okay. Okay. Would you? Okay, this is the second to last. We're getting down there.
Okay.
Would you rather read every book ever written or remember every book you ever read? I think this was your question. This is a good one.
I remember not knowing the answer when I said it. I was like, oh, this is actually
it's hard.
Yeah.
Would you rather every book ever written or remember every book you ever read? I was just trying to think of my answer, but I should be thinking of your answer. Okay.
Sorry, I need to like pick up the pace writing these up. Okay.
People can just watch me drink water this whole time. Okay. Ready?
Oh.
Okay. I said read every book ever written. It's hard. It's hard. What was your thought? Like, what's your like immediate like gut response to that, or did you have one?
I feel like definitely reading every book is a gut response, but also there are some really bad books out there. Like, do I want to be?
My thought too. Yeah. And also like some books like are kind of traumatizing. Like, I don't know if like that's the right word, but sometimes like you like after reading a book, you're like, you need a minute. Or like I'm thinking about it like all week or like dreaming about it. And I don't love that. Like I kind of want to be able to like I love to remember things that I love, and I love to remember like the sense of a book, but I don't want to remember like each thing that the characters went through that made me really uncomfortable or that made me like scared for them.
True. Yeah.
And I don't think I want to remember all that.
Yeah. Also, but like I kind of love it. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I kind of love it like when I forget a book and then I can go back and reread it and it's like the first time I'm reading it.
I love that too. I love to reread books. But also like reading every book ever written, there's so many bad books out there. Like
Yeah. And like, does that include like fascist propaganda? Like, would we have to read all of that?
Yeah. Like, do you have to read all of the editions of like everything that like that's a lot. That's a lot of yeah. Also like I mean, I don't know how far we want to go with this, but like things are published in a lot of different languages. You have to read each thing in each different language. And if you read it in those languages in this world, do you understand them in the other language? Or do they just like nonsense when you're just reading it anyway?
It's like in Doctor Who where they just magically can speak like every language.
Yeah, exactly. Like how is the translation system here? I don't know. Yeah, I think that's a hard one. I don't know if I have a definite answer.
Yeah,
pros and cons to both.
Yeah.
I feel like honestly, I think I might pick remember every book I've ever read, because reading every book ever written is like that's a commitment. Like that's gonna be your entire life and you're not gonna finish your goal.
Yeah.
And then also there's a lot of bad books.
It's true.
So and I'm not gonna read a bad book unless I really have to. Like if it's assigned to me, maybe I will.
Yeah.
But if I start like I'm not gonna finish it. So
it's true. I feel like there's no choice in like reading every book ever written, but if you remember the books you've read, you still have like the choice of which books to read.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Next question.
Getting into like ethics here.
I know, yeah. We're really digging in.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather have every book spoiled or not know what books are about before you pick them up? This is hard.
Okay, I'm just gonna assume we have like the same answer.
Yeah, I feel like we probably do.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I said spoiled.
Oh, I said not no.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't really know what I would say because like I do peek ahead Like not all the time, but like I often do that. And it's not always like I don't read like the whole ending. Like I'll just read like a page and be like, oh, I wonder what that means. I guess I'll find out later. Like if I want to know if someone lives that long or something. But yeah, but also like sometimes I do like picking up a book without knowing what it's about, but I usually do like to read the back.
Yeah,
I'm one of those people.
True. Yeah, I at least like read the Goodreads summary if I know nothing else about the book.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I feel like it's also kind of fun to just kind of like have no idea what's going to happen when you go into a book.
It's true. That kind of goes back to our last question though, because if you have like, you don't know if it's a bad book, like you have to just like pick it up based on title alone. And there's a lot of titles out there that are like very ambiguous.
Yeah.
Like someone's name, which is like, okay. Yeah. Means nothing to me. Yeah. I don't know.
But like spoiling books. Okay, when I was a kid, I was like the shittiest person. I used to spoil books for people. Oh no. Like most of the time it was on accident. But
yeah. I used to be one of those people who'd like people would ask me to spoil books for them, like they'd want to know. And I'd be like, no, I'm not telling. And then I'd be like, my whole personality trait was like I wasn't gonna tell people the end of a book. That was for like the Harry Potter series and Fablehaven. Do you remember Fablehaven? That was like it was like a middle grade, like these kids, I don't even remember that one, but like these kids had like their grandparents lived like on a magic farm, I think. So, like there's like a summer camp that was magical or something, I don't know. And they went there and they had like adventures with the fairies and the stuff. But yeah, that's I don't know. It's not a good description of the series, but there you go.
It's sounding really cute.
It was really cute. The covers were also like, I loved the covers. Okay, that was all of our questions. Do you have any off the top of your head that we should add on?
Oh, I don't think so. If I think of any, I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't think I have any. But okay, cool. Well, that was our first episode ever recorded. Look at us go. Yeah. So thanks to anyone who watched this or listened to this. Maybe stick around and see if something else comes out. But yeah, it was a good time. We'll be doing more of these
every week.
Every week? Yeah, I think we're gonna do every week. Yeah, we'll figure that out in the future, but probably yeah. Yeah. Welcome. Bye-bye.